Well, the winning streak is over because the Hawks did not show up to play. They may have scored early, but they still lost the game. Colin Delia played on his head, and he was the only one to show up to play, in my opinion, on the Hawks today. But everyone else, by the Blackhawks standards, just flat out played like trash. This game was just a game to look at and forget about, because now we are sitting currently still 4 points behind Minnesota from the second wild card, but they are currently playing the Philadelphia Flyers, and they're in the second intermission tied 3-3. It's rough to say it, but the Hawks just played out, played flat, and did not want to play hockey, it looked like. They had to split up the Kane, Caggiula, Taves line, but I expect us to have it back next game. The reason why I feel like they split it up after the second period, well, the Bruins were playing the trap whenever Kane, Taves, and Caggiula were out on the same time. So, Colleton switched it up, and the Bruins just flat out played the trap this entire game. And it was a frustrating game to watch. If you saw the live stream, you could tell I was getting real ticked off how the play was going down. So, I would like to also talk about who the shots faced in this game, because Delia faced a lot of shots, and he allowed, and 6 goals went past him, but in my opinion, you can't blame Delia on this loss. You have to blame the rest of the team up front of him. The Hawks in the first period had 7 shots on net. The Bruins had 14. And that continues in the second period. The Hawks had 6 shots to the Bruins 14. Third period, the Hawks outshot the Bruins 13-9. But the Bruins won in the shot clock advantage by 37-26 on the shots. The Hawks are not going to win a lot of games if they constantly allow their goalies to have to face up to 40 shots a game. Delia may have not faced 40 shots. He faced 37, but still, that's a lot of shots for a young goalie to face. It's ridiculous. The defense needs to step it up right now, because frankly, they aren't going to go far if they keep allowing these teams to outshoot the Hawks up to 40 shots a game. It's ridiculous. So Delia ended up making 31 saves on a total of 37 shots. He allowed 6 to go past him, but frankly, you can't blame him. It was the defense this entire game. It was ridiculous how the Hawks were getting caught and playing like they weren't wanting to play hockey at all. Where was the belief in this game? They just did not have it. So, let's get to the goals of the game. Why not? Since there were a total of 6, it was a 6-3 game. 9 goals were put up. But the Hawks still lost. At 4:22 in the first period, scored by number 12, his 29th goal of the season, Alex DeBrincat extends his point streak to 9 now, and the assist went to Cahoon and Strome, and Strome extends his point streak to 8. This goal by Cat squeaked it right past the low blocker side of Tuukka Rask. Rask thought he had the save and made it go wide past him, but it squeaked right through his low blocker, and Hawks are up 1-0. But at 14:47, this is when the Bruins started lighting up. On the power play, David Krejci scores his 13th goal of the season, assisted by Bergeron and DeBrusk. But the scoring is not over there. At 15:36 in the first period, Dayton Hines scores his 9th goal of the season, assisted by Rat Marchand and Zdeno Chara. Then at 18:59 in the first period, scored by Rat Marchand, his 22nd goal of the season, assisted by Hines and Bergeron, to make it 3-1 in a matter of 4 minutes in the end of the period. So at the end of the first period, the Hawks were down 3-1. God, that was ridiculous how the Hawks could not get anything playing after scoring the first goal they did. And so in the second period, it was a little bit better played by the Hawks to their standards, because they did not allow as many opportunities to the Bruins. But they allowed a goal at 18:06 in the second period, scored by Jake DeBrusk, assisted by Krejci and Rat Marchand, to make it a 4-1 Bruins lead. So now the Bruins are up 3 goals. But at 19:37 in the second period, scored from your Blackhawks number 2, Duncan Keith, with his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Murphy and Cahoon, to make it a 4-2 game at the end of 2. After Keith scored that goal, I thought the Hawks can build their confidence up and potentially tie the game. Well, it looked like it when they went into the third period. Here we go again. At 4:48 in the third period, scored from your Blackhawks number 56, Eric Gustafsson, his 12th goal of the season, assisted by Keith and Kane. This was on a 4-on-4 play, well passing play. Kane fed it to Keith, Keith fed it to Gus sniped it past Rask, and it was a nice play. It looked like the Hawks had their momentum back. But literally 3 minutes later, at 17:18 in the third period, scored by the Bruins on the power play. Stupid penalty occurred from the Hawks there. They were still playing 4-on-4 hockey at that point, and it was a stupid penalty leading to this goal. Peter Sherlarkin scores his 4th goal of the season, assisted by Hines and Krug, to make it 5-3 Bruins. So at that point, I said, this game's over. And at 15:47, the Bruins decide to not finish it. They try to just run up the score. So, scored by the Bruins, his 2nd goal of the night, 14th of the season, David Krejci, assisted by Rat Marchand and Jake DeBrusk, to make it 6-3, and that was the final score. God, this game was just frustrating to watch nonetheless. I hope the Hawks can take this game, throw it away, and build confidence going into next game against the Devils. The Devils are a team that aren't a good road team. The Hawks are back home, and there's going to be a ceremony at that game. So, Hawks need to wake it up. They did not come to play this game, and, well, it well showed. Colin Delia was the only player that played well, in my opinion. He made some great saves, and he gets a loss for this game. So, Leave your comment down below. What's your takes from tonight's game? Because it was a rough one to watch. If you were watching and saw the live stream, you could tell I was getting frustrated at that point. And thanks for watching the broadcast. I know you did not enjoy the outcome. Hawks lose 6-3 to the Boston Bruins. And most of all, let's go Hawks, and maybe build confidence and not play like they did for next game.